If you've ever tried to stay calm with your child but end up spanking them, beating them, or screaming at them again, and if you are screaming or spanking 1 to 5 times per week, you are not a bad parent, you are not broken, you are not failing at life or parenthood. You, like many of us, were taught by society and those who raised us in our early childhood environment that if a child doesn't do what you say, beat them, hit them, scream at them, use force and fear by any means necessary to get them to bend to your will, to get them to listen to you. And then tell them that the reason you're doing it is because you love them and because you're doing it because it will help them in the long run. Many of us were taught to use violence and fear as a way to teach, to use shame to teach. But the next time that you feel the urge to hit your child, scream at your child, or beat your child, or to even be mean and negative towards yourself, stay aware of the thoughts and emotions that come and go. You are the awareness of them. You are not the thoughts, you are not the anger, you are not the rage. You are the awareness of them, and when you stay aware of them, you hold space for it to be released, and you are able to parent from and respond to your child from and guide them from peace, presence, love, unconditional love, and compassion and understanding. It's very hard to parent from understanding, parent from the love and peace that you are, if you are identifying with the temporary emotions that come and go and the temporary thoughts that come and go. The other thing is also to recognize that we suffer because we are attached to things. So our children, when the child is having a tantrum because the iPad has to be turned off or the TV has to be turned off, their suffering is because they are attached to the iPad or the TV. If they are suffering because they have to stop playing at the park, they're suffering because they're attached to playing at the park. Now, you might not express your suffering when you don't get what you want. You might not express your suffering when you have to invest in groceries or when you have to invest in the mortgage each month, when you break up with the guy or girl you've been dating. You might not express your suffering the exact same way a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, or 7-year-old is expressing it, but that's because they're young and they're children. So they haven't learned how to process their emotions the way that you have at your age. But it's still the same thing that's happening here. It's attachment. Attachment to things in this world leads to suffering. So knowing this and being aware of this allows you to shift into more compassion, more understanding in that moment. Instead of seeing a child have a tantrum in the grocery store or because it's time for bed, instead of blaming them, beating them, hitting them, or screaming at them for it, it's a recognition like, damn, they're just attached to staying up. They want to keep having fun. And I know what it feels like to be attached to things. And that just shifts your whole energy, and they can feel that. So when you continue to guide them to go to bed, it's not coming from rage, anger, frustration, irritation, or any of that stuff anymore. It's coming from understanding, and your guidance for them to go to bed, you're still guiding them and parenting them, but the energy behind it is compassion and understanding that they are suffering in that moment, and that you know what it feels like to suffer too when things that you want get cut off, or when you don't get something that you want. So your child and your teenager's tantrums and their attitudes, it's not personal. They, just like you, suffer when we are attached to anything in this world, okay? Remembering this can help us to parent from compassion and understanding, less beating, less screaming, less doing things that we end up feeling mom guilt for in the end. Follow for more parent empowerment, and remember that you are powerful and capable of more than you can imagine.